Good morning, everyone. We are back here, Mix 104.1 and MixTV.tv, joined by the governor of the volunteer state, Governor Bill Lee. Governor, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Steve. I'm doing just fine. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. A lot to get to, and obviously you are a busy man. Let's just begin here, Governor. And you know, there have been times where we thought the pandemic was behind us, but now we have this new Omicron variant that is taking the world by storm. How are we? What are we thinking about that here in the volunteer state, and how are we preparing for it?
Yeah, we've had COVID now for almost 2 years, and we know so much more than we did before. We have vaccines. They're widely available. People are using them. We are in a really different spot. We manage this like we would any other health crisis, and that's what we're going to do going forward. I think people should be trusted with their own personal management of this. That's what we've learned through this pandemic, and that's what we're going to do going forward. People know about it. They know how to protect themselves. They know what to do. And I think that we're just in a different spot. People are tired of talking about it as the main focus. I am too. I think we're in a really different place, and we are working on the things that are very positive that we're moving forward to in the next year, and reflecting on the things that we've gotten done this year and what we need to do more of. So we will manage COVID like we have before. And we have a lot more tools to manage it now than we ever did before. And so I think we're fortunately in a really different spot.
We're joined by the governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee. And Governor Lee, I know that there's a lot of significance this year, 225 years of statehood. And also, well, let's just begin there. That's an unbelievable number, isn't it?
Yeah, we were the 16th state in the country formed, and that was established in 1796. Maria and I are going to every county in the state this year. We've been to about half of them so far, and we are talking in each community about what we're calling Untold Tennesseans. That's the theme of our 225 celebration this year as we travel the state. The regular, everyday people, the farmers, the teachers, the doctors, the factory workers, the everyday regular people that are not maybe newsworthy and famous for making this the greatest state in the country, but they're the ones that actually did it. And it's been refreshing and a lot of fun, but also important to remember our heritage, to build upon that, and to plan for the future. This is the greatest state in the country. I have totally come to realize that since I got into this job. The people are remarkable. There are things about Tennessee that are incredibly attractive, which is why more people are moving to Tennessee per capita than any state in the country. People are coming here. Companies are coming here. People see Tennessee as a place where America hadn't lost her way, and they like that, and we're celebrating that.
We're joined by the governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee, and you're in the news this morning, Governor. You announced a 37% salary increase for new State Department of Correctional officers amid this nationwide staffing challenge. Why was it important for you to do this?
Well, I think one of my jobs is to keep the people of Tennessee safe. That is the safety and security of the people of this state, one of the most important things that I and government provide, and safety and security. When you have not enough correctional officers for the number of incarcerated individuals in the state, that is not safe. We all know what happens when there aren't enough prison guards in prisons, and it's not good. And I didn't believe Tennesseans should be exposed to that kind of risk. I think we ought to make sure that those that are incarcerated have the right level of oversight, and for their own protection and for the protection of Tennesseans as well. So I knew that we had a problem, and I believe that it was incredibly important that we correct that, and we were, in my view, underpaying correctional officers, so we made an adjustment. And I'll add to that, I'm a strong believer that if you're going to have a civil society, you got to have law and order, and if you're going to have that, then you got to have law enforcement, and you've got to fund them correctly. You've got to support them. We've done so in our correctional officers, but we also have made a significant outreach to law enforcement and police officers across the country, many of whom have found themselves in states that don't appreciate them, in my view, the way they should, and don't support them the way they ought to. And I've said, hey, we love law enforcement here. We support you, and we need you. And we reached out via video to law enforcement across the country, and it's been responded to very well. We've had hundreds of applicants, and we believe that we ought to have a safe environment, both through law enforcement and correctional officers.
I think they're texting you thank you right now. Is that correct, Governor?
Sorry, I'll turn my
No, it's fine.
Finger off.
It's okay. We're joined by Governor Bill Lee. Looking back maybe over the last year or so, what are some of the initiatives that you believe that you're proud of, that you've championed here in our state, and especially maybe those that affect maybe our listening audience, our viewing audience here in Southeast Tennessee?
Yeah, when I think about what Tennessee is to her people and to people across the country, I want people to view this state as a place where they can have opportunity, where they find security, and where they experience freedom, and to live their lives and worship and raise and play, and to live their lives the way they see fit. Opportunity is a big part of that. And government doesn't create jobs, but government can create an environment through a business-friendly environment, a tax structure, an economic environment that's attractive to both companies that are here and allows them to invest in their people and their growth of their companies to create more jobs. It's also attractive to companies that are looking to move, and a lot of them in this country are. And one of the things that I'm most excited about and pleased with, we've had the 3 largest economic announcements in our state's history all occur in the last 12 months. Significant companies making significant decisions to move tens of thousands of jobs into this state. And that's an opportunity for Tennesseans. It's life-changing, it's transformational, and that is something that I think is very, very important. It does a lot of things. It transforms communities. It creates, the Ford Motor Company deal, and this is happening in East Tennessee. It's happening in Middle Tennessee and West Tennessee. The Ford Motor deal is an example of what can happen when a company decides to choose Tennessee. That they had 15 states to choose from. They landed here for a number of reasons, but that creates significant opportunity for, in particular, a rural community. I've had real focus on rural Tennessee. We had 15 distressed counties when I came into office. We have 9 today. I think part of the reason for that is attraction of companies, but it's also an investment in workforce through TCATS and CTE, the GIVE Act that we implemented when I first came in, Governor's Investment in Vocational Education Act, giving folks and giving young people in particular who are gifted in ways that attach their brain to their hands, giving them a pathway to success and giving them opportunity to land jobs that will provide for a great living for them. So I think opportunity is on the rise in this state, and to me, that's about as important a thing as government can do is create an environment where there's opportunity. We talked about security with law enforcement and protecting our citizenry, and then freedom is foundational. I mean, we've tried to give people economic freedom. We've tried to give them medical freedom. We've tried to give them freedom in every way, defending the Constitution, the First Amendment, and religious liberty, and the Second Amendment for the right to bear arms. Freedom is something that many in this country have come to mock in some ways over the past couple of years, but it is foundational to America, and I believe you ought to have it in Tennessee.
Governor, we have about 30 seconds left. In this time we have left, it's Christmas time, and you and the First Lady, anything you'd like to share here at this Christmas time with our audience?
Well, certainly, I know that regardless of what life holds, and I can say this from my own personal experience, but regardless of what life holds, there is hope. And hope has a name, and hope is found in one place, and it's found in Christ, and we celebrate his birth, which created for us, those of us who pursue him. He's created for us eternal hope, and we're reminded of that at Christmas. That's why we can find joy and peace in the midst of turmoil and chaos, because that hope transcends our daily circumstances. So I hope people have a blessed and Merry Christmas and joyful as well.
Merry Christmas to you, Governor Lee, and the First Lady, and your family, and I really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, sir. I look forward to the next time.
Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.